been months. And the silence is a physical presence, isn't it? It's not just an absence of sound. It's a weight in the room, a constant hum of everything that is no longer there. Every morning you wake up and for one merciful split second everything feels normal. Then the reality crashes back down. The quiet, her quiet. It fills every corner of your mind. You can't help but wonder if she ever misses you, even a fraction of how much you miss her. You have to wrestle with that raw urge to check her social media for the 100th time, scrolling through photos of her smiling, hoping to find what? A sign that she's as miserable as you are? You've heard the advice, be patient, give her space, work on yourself. But this doesn't feel like patience anymore. It feels like a quiet torture chamber and you're the only prisoner. It feels like you're waiting for a train that may never arrive, putting your entire life on hold. This feeling leaves you powerless, confused, and with a hurt so deep it feels like a part of you has been physically carved out. But what if the key to this prison is already in your pocket? What if the biggest power move, the one thing that could flip this entire dynamic, is to stop waiting for her to break the silence? The moment you truly and authentically let her go is the moment everything can start to shift. It's the moment you stop being a passive character in her story and become the hero of your own. It's the moment you give her the terrifying gift of confronting her own decision, and more importantly, it's the moment you give yourself the space to become the kind of man you deeply respect, regardless of what she does. And today, I'm going to explain exactly why that is the only path forward. Right now, your mind is probably screaming at you. Let her go? Are you crazy? I love her. I want her back. That feels like admitting defeat. I get it. Every instinct in your body, supercharged by brain chemicals designed to keep us bonded, is telling you to hold on tighter and do something to end this agonizing quiet. Your brain is wired to solve problems, and it's telling you to fix this now. But in situations like this, our primal instincts are often our worst enemies. The most effective thing you can do is the most counterintuitive. Truly decide in your bones to let her go. This is critical. This is not a trick. This isn't a reverse psychology game you play, hoping she'll notice your absence and come running. That's just a disguised form of waiting. This is a fundamental, non-negotiable shift in your mindset. It's about respecting her silence, not as a problem to be solved, but as her decision. A decision you're now going to honour completely. This reminds me of a client, let's call him Mark. He was in your exact spot. His girlfriend of 3 years, a woman he thought he was going to marry, ended things, saying she needed to find herself. For 4 solid months, there was just nothing. Complete radio silence. He was a wreck. He couldn't focus at work, he lost weight, and he spent his nights scrolling through old photos, trying to pinpoint where things went wrong. He was convinced that if he could just explain himself, she'd realise her mistake and come back. His entire life was on hold, waiting for her permission to start living again. His story illustrates the profound transformation that can happen when you stop waiting. The path he took from that place of desperate waiting to a place of unshakable inner strength is the exact path I want to lay out for you today. And the first step is to understand what your continued waiting and her prolonged silence are actually communicating. You might be picturing her out there living her best life, not giving you a second thought. But the psychological reality is often far more complex. The first reason to truly let go is this. Your continued genuine silence creates a vacuum, a space where she is forced to experience the full, uncushioned consequences of her decision. As long as she believes, even subconsciously, that you're just waiting in the wings, she may never have to feel the true sting of loss. If she suspects you're watching her Instagram stories or knows you'd reply in a heartbeat, she holds all the cards. She has the freedom of the breakup, but also the massive ego cushion of knowing you're still an option. You are her plan B, and as long as plan B exists, she has no urgent reason to question leaving plan A. Your complete, authentic silence removes that safety net. It creates a void where your energy used to be. You're not just being quiet, you are energetically withdrawing your presence. Think about it like this. Ending a long-term relationship is a neurological shock, like a withdrawal. If you keep popping up with a text or a social media like, you're giving her a small hit of that connection she's missing. This can provide just enough temporary relief from her own loneliness that it paradoxically makes it easier for her to stick with her decision. By going completely silent, you cut off that supply. This forces her system into a full detox. At first, she might feel relieved, but as weeks turn into months and she realizes you aren't chasing, a deep-seated worry can bubble up. The questions in her mind might shift from, "I need space," to, "Was it that easy for him to let me go?" Even for someone who initially craved freedom, genuine silence has a powerful effect. There's a known psychological tendency where negative emotions fade faster than positive ones. With enough time and true space, her negative memories of the relationship's end can start to dull, while the good memories, the laughter, the connection, begin to resurface. Your silence isn't passive waiting, it's an active choice. It creates a space that only you used to fill. By refusing to jump back in, you force her to sit with her decision, alone. She may start to wonder why you aren't chasing, and that thought can be more powerful than any text you could ever send. This isn't manipulation, it's about re-establishing a simple truth. Her decision has real consequences, and the first consequence is the complete loss of your presence in her life. The second reason letting go is so potent is because it fundamentally shifts the internal power dynamic. Right after a breakup, it's natural to feel like you're in a low-value position. You were, in essence, rejected. Any action you take that screams, "I need you more than you need me," just reinforces this and chips away at any attraction she might still have. Begging, pleading, sending long emotional texts. These are the actions of a man who has outsourced his sense of value to her. He is acting as if his happiness and self-worth are things only she can grant him. It's a desperate attempt to get something back, and desperation is the enemy of attraction. Attraction grows in space, in mystery, and most of all in self-confidence. When you maintain your silence for months, you send a powerful, unspoken message. I respect your decision, and I respect myself enough to move forward with my life. This isn't about being angry or cold. It's a posture of quiet, centered strength. It communicates that your happiness is an internal state, not a condition dependent on her presence. You shift from chasing her to building yourself. Think back to the person you were when she first fell for you. You were likely a man with your own purpose, your own passions, and a life she wanted to be part of. By truly letting go, you're starting the real work of becoming that man again, but on a deeper, more authentic level. This shift is about you reclaiming your own power. It's about realizing that you are the prize. Your attention, your energy, and your love are all incredibly valuable resources. You may have been offering them for free to someone who said she didn't want them. The moment you stop, their perceived value can naturally increase. It's the most basic economic principle. Scarcity increases perceived value. When you were always available, your presence was abundant. When you are gone, your presence becomes scarce and therefore more precious. When you completely disappear, you introduce an element of mystery. She no longer knows what you're thinking or doing. You're no longer predictable. This uncertainty can be far more compelling than constant reminders of your affection. She's left to wonder about you, and in that state of wondering, she may be forced to reevaluate her perception of you. The heartbroken man she left is slowly replaced by the image of a man who had the strength to walk away with dignity. That is an undeniably attractive quality. This brings us to the third and most important reason. This has very little to do with her and everything to do with you. Those months of no contact aren't just an empty waiting period. They're your crucible. They're your chance to rebuild yourself from the foundation up, not as a performance for her, but as a promise to yourself. The irony is that in doing this for yourself, you might accidentally become the man she regrets leaving, but you may also reach a point where her regret no longer matters. Thanks to neuroplasticity, our brains can rewire themselves. As you intentionally focus on new habits and experiences, the neural pathways associated with your ex literally weaken from disuse. The first few weeks are the hardest, but as you move into the second and third months, you'll notice a real change. The obsessive thoughts fade, the emotional charge lessens. You're literally building a new mind. This period is your opportunity to conduct a life audit. You've been given the uncomfortable gift of space. Now, you get to decide what you fill it with. This isn't about simple distraction. This is about intentional reconstruction. First, focus on the physical. The stress of a breakup floods your body with cortisol. A powerful antidote is intense physical exertion. Go to the gym, start running, or pick up a martial art. Exercise burns off stress hormones and releases endorphins, which are natural mood elevators. When you physically transform your body, you send a signal to your mind that you're in a process of positive change. Second, focus on the mental and emotional. Start journaling. Get your feelings out, then analyze the relationship. What were your contributions to its end? What red flags did you ignore? This isn't about blame. It's about extracting the lessons the pain is trying to teach you. Read books on communication and self-esteem. Meditate to learn how to observe your thoughts without being controlled by them. Third, rebuild your purpose and social life. This is non-negotiable. Reach out to friends you may have neglected. Pour all of that new energy into your mission. Get that promotion at work. Start the side business you've been dreaming about. When you build a life that you're genuinely passionate about, your ex's absence shrinks from a gaping wound to a small footnote in a much bigger story. You stop being a man who needs a relationship to feel whole and become a man who chooses to be in one to share his already full life. This is the ultimate goal. The aim isn't just to win her back. The aim is to outgrow the person you were. It's to heal so completely that if she were to re-enter your life, you could interact with her from a place of genuine strength and choice, not neediness and scarcity. Let's go back to Mark. For the first month, he was miserable, fighting the urge to contact her daily. In the second month, he started hitting the gym, not for a revenge body, but for a healthy outlet. By the third month, something had profoundly shifted. He was sleeping better, seeing friends, and got a small promotion because of his renewed focus. He stopped checking her social media, not as an act of discipline, but because he was genuinely more invested in his own life. Then, at the end of the fourth month, she texted him, "Hey, how have you been?" The old Mark would have pounced on that text, heart pounding. But this new Mark was different. He saw the notification, felt a flicker of old emotion, but it was replaced by calm. He didn't reply for hours, not as a game, but because he was actually busy. When he did reply, it was calm, simple and friendly, but not overly eager. They met for coffee a week later. She was nervous. She told him she'd been thinking about him, had made a mistake and missed him. And the new Mark just listened. He didn't get angry or start pleading. He simply acknowledged what she said and told her, honestly, that he had changed and was focused on his own path now. He left that coffee meeting feeling a power he had never felt before, not because he had won, but because he finally realized that he didn't need her. Her validation was no longer the source of his self-worth. He was free. That freedom is the real victory. Attaining this on your own can be incredibly challenging, If you're struggling and want a step-by-step guide to rebuilding your life, navigating no contact, and becoming that man you respect, I encourage you to check out my coaching programs and resources in the description below. Sometimes, having a guide who knows the path can make all the difference. So if she's been silent for months, let her go. Let her go because it gives her the space to confront the true meaning of your absence. Let her go because it is the first, most critical step in reclaiming your own sense of value and taking your power back. And most importantly, let her go because it gives you the time you need to heal, to build new thought patterns through neuroplasticity, and to create a life you are so proud of that her return becomes a pleasant possibility, not a desperate necessity. The real power isn't in getting her back. The real power is in reaching a state where you're completely, unshakably okay if you don't. Your focus, starting today, shouldn't be on her. It should be on your own growth, your own healing, and your own mission. Do that, and you win. No matter what she decides, you become the man you were always meant to be, and that is a victory no one can ever take away from you.